Hey you guys, and welcome to a Thursday night broadcast. We are live here on Facebook and YouTube. If you are new, welcome. Please feel free to hit that like button or subscribe button so you'll be notified when we go live for future videos. And always make sure that you check in with where you are or just a little hello for me so that I know you are joining us here live. And if you are catching us in the recorded rebroadcast, again, always feel free to leave your comments and suggestions. I always go back and review them, and I try to answer as many of them as I can. So tonight we are going to talk about, or rather I'm going to share with you a little bit about our course, the demographic of women that we have in our course, and some of the results that women have been kind of sharing with me that they're getting throughout our course and then thereafter once they've completed the course. So some of the things I'll be sharing with you tonight are from the women who've completed our May course, and then others will be from some women who are actually in our June course, and we are only about 2 weeks into our June course, and a lot of women are already reporting in with some great results. So I'll share that with you tonight. If you are new to joining me here either on YouTube or Facebook, welcome. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutritional plans and workout programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. And for me, the last couple of years, that has been done through intermittent fasting. I started researching intermittent fasting a few years ago when my own body started to change, and I was developing some of the very common aging sort of ailments that women go through as their hormones start to change. And I was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic. I was insulin resistant. I was having some thyroid issues, and I'm pretty sure I had an autoimmune disorder, although I never had it diagnosed. All of those conditions are now gone. I was able to reverse them, and am now living a very happy and healthy life as a menopausal woman who is 51 years old. And now I'm kind of paying that forward and sharing what I have learned and researched over the past couple of years and some things that I implement in my own life so that you can also have a happy and healthy life and look and feel your best, and most importantly, live your most authentic life as we age. So I am going to share some of the things that we have been hearing from some of the members in our group. But first, I kind of want to share a little bit about our group and some of the, average women that are in our group. And when I mean average, I mean just the grouping of women that we have been able to attract both here on YouTube and Facebook, some of the reasons they wanted to join us, and then I'll kind of share some of the successes that we have already had. If you are in one of my groups, whether it was the March, the April, the May, or currently in one of my June groups, and you are noticing some results from what we are practicing in our group or some of the information that we have been learning, please feel free to share those in the comment section below so other women who are joining us or maybe are struggling through their journey of aging and some of the health issues that come with that and some of the just frustrations that come with that will get some encouragement and maybe some hope with what it is that we are doing as an amazing community of women who have been gathering here both on YouTube and Facebook. So the basic group, or I guess niche of women that we have attracted here on social media, so either through the Facebook broadcast or through the YouTube videos, has been about the 48 to like mid-late 50 range. I would say that would be the majority of women who are joining our group. Of course, we have those who have joined us who are kind of on the outlier end. So we have some young 40s and some like mid to late 30-year-old women as well. And then we have some 60 plus and 70-year-old women. All of us are considered aging women. I consider, or define aging woman as any woman who has been suffering sort of the frustrating side of managing hormones and being a woman, and some of the issues that we deal with today with pressures from society or maybe lack of support or information from a doctor, and just that overall feeling of helplessness and a little bit of craziness because no one really seems to understand what it is that we're going through, and no one really seems to understand how to help us properly. And the goal of our group is to really educate women about our bodies and about hormones so that we can be empowered to take control of our own health and our own life, and not necessarily be victim to unnecessary prescription medications. And what I'm finding is maybe even some unnecessary surgeries or organ removals that maybe we didn't really have to rush to so quickly, that if we maybe had been listening to some signs and signals that our body was sending to us and taken it upon ourselves to do a little maybe research outside of what our doctor had been telling us, that we might have been able to have a different outcome. And, information and sharing stories with other women, amongst other women, is really becoming a very powerful networking opportunity for us women, because we are able to share some of the things that we have been suffering with and some of the things that we've been frustrated with, and we are able to offer some support and some hope for other women. So please always feel free to share your story or some things that you are going through, even if you are still in your struggle, because we do have a great community here. And if I can't help you through the research and information and experience that I have, I'm sure I can connect you with someone who can, or someone here will reach out and help you as well. The one thing that I do like to caution women on is, and again, this goes for me as well, if I say something that doesn't resonate with you, then just know that there are lots of people out there who have information to give. Never take anything as a, absolute 100%, this is a fact and it only works if it's done this way type of advice. There's lots of advice out there. We are all individuals. Our bodies are all reacting, responding in different ways to nutrition and medications and just life. So make sure that you do your due diligence, and make sure that when you settle on some advice or some information, that is something that you feel personally comfortable with, and you don't feel like it's something that's being dictated to you, and that the person that you're dealing with offers you an opportunity to think for yourself and really take the time to learn how your body works, so that you can be free of constantly having to jump from diet to diet or situation to situation, because nothing really was designed for you and how your body works. So a lot of the women that are coming into our group are frustrated. They have kind of hit a point in their life where they are suffering some of the very common symptoms of perimenopause, or maybe have gone through perimenopause and are kind of entering into the menopausal stages of life, and are suffering the very common things of night sweats, insomnia, leg cramps, added weight gain, abdominal belly fat, inability to concentrate, losing their memory, mood swings. All of those things are very common as our hormones and body chemistry starts to change. And what we are kind of led to believe is that's just the way it's supposed to be. That's what happens at this stage in life. Kind of suck it up, buttercup. And here's some prescription medication that will alleviate some of the symptoms that you're going through, and you just kind of have to get through it. That's how it is. And what we're finding with a lot of research and experimentation and really educating ourselves about food and food sensitivities and how food chemistry works with our own body chemistry is that we don't really have to suck it up, buttercup, but that we can actually create a lifestyle that can help eliminate a lot of those symptoms and allow us to live the life that we'd hope we could live as our hormones start to change and as we start to age, and that we can do it gracefully. And I know a lot of times we kind of want to fight it, and what we're finding is with a lot of these women in our group is that we don't really have to fight it. We can kind of enter this stage very gracefully, and we can enter it with our heads held high and really take charge of what it is that we have going forward and be able to do it with some grace and dignity. So that is exactly what we're doing in our course. And I am not a doctor and I am not a nutritionist. I have been in the health and fitness industry for the past 25 years and have been coaching women on diet plans and nutritional supplements and exercise programs and how to live a healthy and fulfilling life. And I had to change a lot of what it was that I was coaching women on, because my own body was changing, and what was working for me in my 20s and 30s and in my early 40s was no longer working for me. And what I realized is there was a whole tribe of women that those diet plans and nutritional guidelines were no longer working for as well. And as our body chemistry changes, with our hormones changing, so does our body and how we react to food and supplements and all of those things. So what we've created is an opportunity for women to really learn what happens when we do go through those changes and how we can listen to those signals in our body and make some changes that are very simple but will work to help us get back what we feel like we're losing. So some of the women, and I'll talk about this first because it's first and foremost on my mind because I'm having these conversations daily with the consult calls that we do in our group. The way I lead the course is that I don't like women to necessarily concentrate on weight loss. That's not the first goal in our group, because that's what we've been doing all of these years. And weight loss is one of those things that seems very timed. There's an end date. It's not something that seems very permanent. It seems very unattainable, and there's always some negative thing that surrounds it. Either we haven't been good enough, we haven't been losing weight fast enough, we're too restricted in our lifestyle. All the things that we love to have in our life are no longer allowed. Everything's very limited and controlled, and we don't really take the time to think for ourselves. And so I really put this course together so that we worked on health first, and both physical health as well as an emotional and psychological health, and what we've kind of done to ourselves and all the damage that we've done over the course of our adult womanhood following a lot of these diet plans. And yes, that it's just what we did, so there's no fault in it, but we just need to be open to some change if we want to create change. And so I don't like to lead with weight. We don't weigh ourselves. We don't provide before pictures. I ask that you do that privately for yourself. But the end result for almost everyone in our groups has been weight loss first and foremost. And it's one of those things that when I have these calls with women or they're reporting something in our group Facebook page, it's always like, oh yeah, and by the way, and today was a day when I got this, was in one of these conversations was, oh yeah, and by the way, I've only been in the course for 2 weeks and I've already lost 8 pounds. I haven't been able to lose a pound in like 3 years. And weight is just falling off of us. And that happens when you get your hormones in balance and you're feeling good and you're feeling optimistic and you're finally starting to listen to those signs and signals that your body's telling you, and you understand how your body works. So an 8-pound weight loss in 2 weeks without dieting is very common with the women that we have in our group, because we are working first and foremost on the health aspect of nutrition and balancing out our hormones. So although we don't focus on that, weight loss has been one of those big things that's happening naturally for the women in our course. Kara, most of you guys know Kara, who have been working with her, has lost 24 pounds without dieting in our group. Again, she wasn't really concerned about losing weight. She just wasn't feeling well, and she was tired, and she wanted to see what intermittent fasting could do for her, and she kind of played around with it on the sidelines in the beginning, and then actually went through the course with everyone else, and has lost 24 pounds in about, I think, 2.5 months without dieting, and her health is improving. She's hiking up mountains in the heat of Texas, and she's feeling amazing. Another woman that I talked to today, who is in our group, has been suffering from allergies and has had to use inhalers and stuff, and is no longer using her inhaler during a high allergy season. And that's because some of the foods that were also kind of contributing to her allergies, she has been listening to the signals that her body's sending her, and has been slowly sort of eliminating those foods and no longer needs to use her inhalers anymore. Yesterday I spoke with one of the women in our group who is 73, and she was in our May course. She has been able to lower her cholesterol, lower her blood pressure medication because her blood pressure is coming down, and is seeing all kinds of health benefits at 73, and weight loss, increased energy, and all we are doing is really focusing on how our body feels. And one of the things that I always try to remind women, especially with intermittent fasting and how it's not a diet, is, we really are going to eat all the same foods that we want to eat. We don't measure anything. We don't portion control. We're not counting grams. We don't care what the macros really are that we're consuming in a day. All we've really done is just moved or changed the timing in which we're eating. So we're allowing our body an opportunity to be in a truly fasted state. And what that means is that we're allowing our body to use its energy and use its resources in another way other than digesting and breaking down food. So when we're eating food throughout our day, every 2 hours, and we start out with food first thing in the morning, we don't really allow our body an opportunity to put energy into an opportunity of healing our body on the inside. And that's exactly what we create when we create a fasting window, and that's what we teach the very first week in our course. So when you're in a fasting window, you do allow your body an opportunity to put energy and resources toward healing some of the things that we have going on inside. First and foremost is that hormone imbalance that a lot of us are suffering. And then we start working on some of those foods that are also causing us to be out of balance hormonally, and really paying attention to what it is that we're feasting on when we're in our feasting window. So there's nothing that's really eliminated from our life that we enjoy having. All we're doing is shifting our eating into a different time of the day that's more advantageous for our bodies to heal and balance out hormonally. So some of the comments that we get back, because we do ask our participants to give us a little bit of a history of themselves in the very beginning, and we call that the About You form. So they kind of tell us why they wanted to join the group, some of the things they're suffering from, and at the end of the course, we ask for a end of course survey. So what's always so surprising to me is that there's several women who are in our course who have actually been intermittent fasting for quite a long time, some of them several months, even years. And what they're reporting back at the end of our course is how much better they're feeling with intermittent fasting, just understanding the hows and whys of it. And this is the thing that I always kind of caution women on who are just, kind of blindly following people and following what other people are doing to be successful in their life. And that is, if you're not understanding how it works or why it might work or not work with your body, then you're just on a diet. And that's what diets are really designed to do. They give you a plan, and you just read the plan, and you don't ask too many questions, and you just follow it to a T. And if you follow it to a T, you should be successful. And if you're not successful at it, then you've pretty much just failed. And there's no kind of if, ands, or buts about it. And the great thing with intermittent fasting is when you understand the whys and the hows and how it's going to affect your body for you, because you're making the choices that are best for your lifestyle, then it all really starts making sense emotionally and psychologically, and you can really start to create some amazing change for yourself that will last a lifetime. And the one thing that we never do in our course is consider someone a failure. Either you choose to fast or you choose to feast. And those are really the only two things that you have to make a decision on. What you choose to feast with is going to be yours based on the education and the information that we provide to you, and then what makes you happy in your own lifestyle. So I'm going to kind of read a couple of these things, these end of course surveys that came in from our May course, and kind of share with you some of the things that women are saying about the course. One woman stated how much of a relief it was to no longer have to worry about eating fatty foods. And again, we don't follow a ketogenic diet in our intermittent fasting course. We follow a lifestyle that makes sense, trying to put our bodies in a fat burning state. So in order to put your body in a fat burning state, you have to reduce the amount of sugar that you put in your body. That's just basic science, and that's just a fact of how it works. And so although we don't eliminate anything, what we end up realizing is when we get a lot of that sugar and unnecessary carbohydrates out of our diet, we have so much more room to include a lot of those things that have kind of been a no-no for us all these years. And one of the best things that we get to do when we start to realize that is the consumption of avocados. And I think that's one of the big aha moments that women are having in our group, is that we no longer have to sliver off a little section of an avocado, but you can actually partake in an entire avocado. And that is exactly what our body needs. It needs that healthy fat. It needs that fat for our liver function. It needs that fat for our organs to function properly. We need that fat for our brain to function properly. And having our brain function properly is one of those things that just feels like it's so hopeless and scary for us women as we age, when we start to get that cloudy mind and we're forgetting everything, and Alzheimer's disease is on the rise. And I think that's another one of those, along with, oh yeah, and I've also lost 8 pounds, is, oh my gosh, I can't believe how clear my mind is, and how I can get tasks done in the day, and how many things I'm getting accomplished, and how crisp my mind is feeling. Where coming into the course, they were very scared at the fact that they thought they were actually losing their mind and forgetting why they walked into a room, and forgetting, very simple things throughout their day. And that is just based, again, on that healing environment that we're providing for our body, and giving our body and our brains an opportunity to sort of clear themselves out through that fat burning process. So a clear mind is another one of those very common comments that we get, and we get that because of the opportunity that we create in the fat burning state by increasing our fat intake, which is a huge no-no compared to what we've been trained for in society. But when you're living this lifestyle, it is exactly the way that you need to live it. And enjoying fat is one of those pleasures that we're supposed to have, and we've just kind of been told that it's a bad thing. So So that is another big aha moment, is the clarity in our brain and the ability that we have to actually think again, when we thought that that was one of those things that was kind of going downhill for us. And it is one of those things that we kind of laugh off as a senior moment, or yeah, that's just the way it's supposed to be. And I can tell you now that it does not have to be that way. Another one is how much energy women are having. And that's another one of those things that as we start to age and as our hormones start to go crazy on us, we have that fatigued feeling all the time. We have no energy to get up and go. We have no energy to get our daily routines and errands run. And when you're in that fat adaptive stage, again, we teach that in the very first week, the increased amount of energy is another one of those things that almost every woman is reporting back as being such a great benefit, and it comes back very quickly within the first week usually. And that again is because of that fat adaptive environment that we put in, and we're not putting all those toxins in our body and all that sugar in our body that tends to kind of break us down and slow us down and make us feel very fatigued. So I would say the top testimonials that we're getting back are the shocking weight loss without having to diet or even focus on weight loss, the increased amount of energy, and I always call the energy that we get in our group an energized sense of calm, because you have tons of energy to get through your day, get your errands done, you wake up rested and ready to start your day, you have more energy to just kind of get to the end of your day, but yet you're calm in your mind and you're calm with everything that you have going on around you, because you're feeling very optimistic and you're feeling very secure in everything that you're doing. So it's not an energized, like I have to eat, I have the shakes, kind of feeling, but it's energized in just pure energy with everything else in your life being calm. So we got the increased energy, we've got the better sleep, we've got the shocking weight loss stories when we're not dieting or focusing on weight loss. We have the decrease in medications. We just had a woman who I had a phone call with this week who was taking off 3 of her medications. And, again, that is that goal that we have as we age. We do not want to be those women who have a countertop full of prescriptions that we're having to pay for, or fear of what our health care is going to pay for or not pay for. When you're not on medication, that's just not a fear that you have. And so a lot of women are either decreasing their medications, thyroid medications, blood pressure medications. A lot of women have been removed from their hormone replacement therapies, even their bioidentical hormones, and they're learning that once their body is balanced hormonally with lifestyle changes and putting the proper dense nutrition in their body that helps their hormones balance out, that they no longer have to put hormones in their body, that their body is intelligent enough to figure it out and balance itself out, and then we don't have to put all those synthetic things in our body anymore. So hormone replacement prescriptions are not being refilled as well. Another common prescription drug that is being either reduced or eliminated are antidepressants. And you guys have all heard my story about when I walked into the doctor with some of the complaints that I had about what was kind of going on with my body and how I was feeling, and I walked out with 3 prescriptions, one of them being an antidepressant, and them sort of making me feel like I was crazy, and that's just how women are when they hit this age. And a lot of women are feeling like they were inappropriately put on antidepressants for the same reasons that I talked about. And so because they're feeling more energetic, because they're feeling more balanced, they can go in confidently to their doctor's office and are either having prescriptions like antidepressants reduced, or they're just not getting them filled anymore and they're feeling fabulous. And that's just a byproduct of being empowered with education, being surrounded by a group of like-minded women, putting your body in a state of health, and then knowing that you have the power and the right to experiment with prescriptions, either reduce them or not refill them at all. And if you're doing the work to make sure that you're feeling great, then you actually will feel great. And then again, that eliminates a lot of those side effects and byproducts of being on prescriptions as well. Another one is the water retention, and oftentimes we're put on blood pressure medication to help with water retention, and water retention for a lot of us is just a byproduct of putting the wrong nutrition in our bodies. And so if we listen to our bodies and we know what it feels like when we consume something, and a lot of times it's a gluten product or a dairy product, and we put it in our body and we retain water, and if we're paying attention to those signals and we're figuring out what's happening when we eat certain foods because we're listening, then we can avoid getting on those prescriptions, or we can eliminate them completely, because we can just reduce or eliminate the water retention problem itself. And I know, again, that was the situation I was in when I was given a blood pressure medication because I was complaining about retaining water, and I didn't have high blood pressure. I have very low blood pressure. So I did not want to go on a blood pressure medication. I was very happy with the fact that I had low blood pressure. Why would I want to go on blood pressure medication? And it was just so that I can eliminate my water retention problem, when the reality is all I had to do was figure out what foods were making me retain water, get those out of my life, and then I would no longer have the problem. And that's what I was able to do, is figuring out that gluten was that thing that made me retain water. And so I just eliminate gluten from my life, and I don't have a water retention problem, so therefore I don't need a prescription drug. So if you're in that position and you feel like you're on a prescription that, and those prescriptions are not life-threatening per se, those are just to cover up symptoms that make us feel uncomfortable. When it's so much easier to just figure out what's causing those symptoms to happen in the first place, lifestyle-wise or nutrition-wise, and if you learn what those signals are and you're taught what kind of foods can do that to you, then you can kind of put yourself in a position from eliminating those drugs as well. And again, I am not a doctor. I do not have a right to cure anyone. I do not have the power to cure anyone. All I can do is share stories, and I can share some testimonials of some things that we're doing. I can offer education. I can offer advice. I can offer a shoulder and an ear to talk to, and offer some suggestions to you. Of course, you always need to consult with your physician if you're making any kind of medical changes, or educate yourself so that you can make decisions for yourself. But these are just some of the things that are happening in our group, and I like to share them because I want you to have that strength that you can make those decisions for yourself, and know that there are other women who are doing the same. So weight loss, prescriptions being gone, antidepressants being relieved, human growth hormones, hormone replacement prescriptions not being refilled. And again, so let's talk about human growth hormone, another great thing that women are discovering. And I think I had 2 reports this week of women going in and finding out how much fat loss they've actually had and how much lean muscle mass that they're retaining. And that's another one of those byproducts of being in a fat adaptive state. Our human growth hormone is totally excelled. I think it's like 2,000 times what it is if you're not fasting. And so women are losing pounds of fat and retaining lean muscle mass. And I know that's another one of those big fears with fasting, is we're going to lose our muscle. I can tell you, I have nice muscle. I have not lost any muscle. I'm not working out, extensively like I used to, and I can still maintain a very lean muscle, and other women are doing the same. So it's doing exactly what it's advertised to do, and helping women lose that stubborn hormonal body fat that we just have sitting on our body because something is out of balance. All you have to do is put your body back in balance naturally, and that fat will get burned off and it will not stay on your body. So there is some relief with that as well. So I'm sharing this with you because I know there's a lot of women who are just watching these videos and are doing it on their own. And I think that that is fantastic. I get testimonials from those women as well. So, do your research, do your experimenting, do what you know is right for your body. Learn to listen to the signals that your body is sending to you. Our body is designed to be a very intelligent, self-sufficient machine, and we just tend to get in its way, and we let the medical community get in its way as well. If you have a doctor who's not well versed on nutrition, I highly recommend that when you go see a doctor about some of the things that you're suffering from or you're uncomfortable with, that you take their advice and probably their prescriptions, leave the doctor's office, go spend a couple of days doing some research on your own, educating yourself on what your options are, and then making a very informed but comfortable decision for yourself, knowing that you have the power to go a different route. And if it's not anything that's life-threatening, I always recommend going the nutrition and the common sense route as opposed to the prescription route, if at all possible. And we have now the proof to share with you to let you know that it does work. The women in the June group are 2 weeks in. The testimonials and the comments in our Facebook group have just been mind-blowing with what they're doing. Week 2 is the week we start to really focus on exercise. They're exercising fasted and feeling fantastic. So yes, you can exercise without filling your body with pre-workout formulas and food, and that's one of the things that we really work on in our group as well, is getting rid of some of those crutches that we're kind of convinced that we need to have in order for our body to get up and go. You can work out without a pre-workout formula and really train your body to tap into its own energy sources to burn as fuel and really get your body into a nice fat adaptive state. It's just something you have to train your body to do. Again, we've jumped to that quick fix so many times that sometimes our body forgets how to do it on its own. And there's no better feeling than a body who's energized by its own fat energy to get through a workout, and the results are phenomenal. So we're doing that as well. And so 2 weeks in, it's amazing the results that we're getting, weight loss, energy-wise, feeling like they don't need to be on prescriptions anymore, better sleep at night, super optimistic, in great moods, handling social obligations very well in a fasting environment, going on vacation and coming home from vacation, and for the first time not having weight to lose or not feeling stressed out about what they enjoyed while they were on vacation. And that's a really big deal. I know women stress out about that a lot, going on vacation and fearful of what they're going to have to do when they come back because they've put on weight. And our women are coming back from their holidays and their vacations and not having to deal with that because they've trained their body how to manage burning fat on their own and not putting on weight when you go out. So let me see if I have any questions or comments in my Facebook group, and then YouTube. Hang on, and I'll go over there as well. Liz Wagner, good to have you here. Mary, nice to see you. Lisa, good to have you. Cassandra, Melissa, Jenny. Hi, Diane. I'm still awake. Oh, Jenny, it's always good to have you. Lisa, Nashville, good to have you. Kara's here. Diane. Hi, Diane. Diane Elgin from Maryland. I can't wait to do the IF course in July. Diane, I can't wait to have you either. Hello, I'm here. 24-hour fast today. Robin, awesome job. Laura, hi, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I've tanked in June course, just too much going on to be able to focus on change. Doing well on keto though. I hope to catch up in July or so. Yeah, Laura, you have access to the course for however long you need it. I know life happens. If you want to cancel the June phone call, you can and just rebook it in July if it's a better time for you. I don't have any problems with that at all. Laura, I'm on bioidentical HRT. Yeah, how's that working for you? Shayla, how are you? Faith, can't wait for my first IF summer. I know, it's so fun. Sally, good. Okay, see. Devani, still struggling with my food situation, but I got in a really good cardio and weightlifting workout. Awesome. So, are you struggling with the feasting time or your fasting time, Devani? I'm in June group and I love your slow approach in dripping out the education. It makes it digestible. I'm sleeping better, seeing changes in my body, flat tummy and thighs touching less. Okay, so thighs touching less is such a big thing. I've lost a few pounds. Okay, awesome, Lisa. So thanks for sharing that. Like thighs touching is like a big, like non-scale victory for me because I'm a runner. And so I always know when my nutrition is on and I'm doing well, when I can go out for a run and I don't feel my legs running together. So no thighs touching together, that's a huge one, especially for us women. So thank you for sharing that. Susie, can you drink too much water? You would have to like really, really, really drink a ton of water. And I drink 100 to 150 ounces a day. Some people think that's obsessive, but I love it and it makes me feel my absolute best. So it's one of those things you have to kind of figure out for yourself. Oh, and when I'm not bloated from a food intolerance, my stomach has flattened so much. Okay, so Devani, we need to really have you working on those signals that your body's sending you. I bet you just a couple of little tweaks and you'll be able to get all that straightened out. So let's make sure we work on that for you. Sally, I've been IF for 12 days now, 16-8, and still counting calories. My clothes fit better, my tummy is flatter, and I sleep like a baby. Awesome. 12 days of IFing and all those results. Jessica, fasting on my night shifts is keeping me awake and feeling good. Jessica, that is awesome. So Jessica is a NICU nurse and she works the graveyard shift. Faye, hi Diane, great seeing you again. Faye, great seeing you. Jen, just started following, amazing, hope to be able to lose the thyroid med soon. Jen, you should be able to. Thyroid, just keep in mind thyroid and soy are very linked. So make sure you're checking all your food labels and eliminating all soy in your diet, and that helps the thyroid a lot. Hey, Kathy, good to have you here. Murda, Gail, Western Australia. Gail, welcome. What time of day is it in Australia? Or what day is it in Australia? Astra, hi, I'm in July group. Okay to drink detox tea. Yeah, you can drink detox tea. You won't need it, though. Your body will detox on its own. Okay, so I'm over here on YouTube. Let me see what I got going on here. Janet, good to have you. Robin, I'm intermittent fasting, success, die. I'm 63 years old and lost 39 pounds and have kept it off for 2 years. Thanks for your inspiration. Robin, that is awesome. Congratulations. Diane, happy to catch you live on day 3. Ooh, Diane, that is awesome. Heather, IF and paleo for a couple of months and having major salt cravings. Normal? I don't know if that's normal. I guess if it's normal for you, you might want to just add some salt to your diet. Salt's not a bad thing. So add a little like Himalayan sea salt or something to your food and see if that helps. Yvonne, good evening, Diane. I consider myself a success. Yvonne, you are a success, so good for you. Susie, have loved your videos on YouTube. Happy to see you live. I'm 57 and I fast 20 hours a day. Lost 50 pounds so far and feel great. Appreciate all you share with us. Oh, awesome. 20-hour fasting window, Susie, is my sweet spot. I love it. I see the best results in a 20-hour fasting window. Is there a video I can watch that will give me a program of when to fast and what to eat for the first month? Not necessarily the way, I mean, you probably can on YouTube. I don't teach it that way. I teach fasting and feasting as something that you need to figure out for yourself. Fressa, I've noticed my feet and hands get really swollen. I drink a gallon of water a day. I'm so frustrated. It could be a nutritional thing, Fressa. So I would keep a food journal and see if there's something that you're eating that maybe causes that to happen. I'm 61 and deep into menopause, night sweats, memory loss, leg cramps, fatigue, you name it. Kathy, you should jump into our July group. We can help you with that. Monica, hello Diana. Monica from SoCal. Do you drink the Mountain Valley spring water and sparkling or just the spring? Found a bottle of each and the Topo Chico. Drank the spring water today. It was refreshing. Okay, so I do both. I'm getting ready to drink this as my nighttime drink. So this is the non-carbonated. I really only drink the carbonated during my deep fasting time because the carbonation helps with my hunger hormones. And then I just drink the regular spring at nights because I don't really need the carbonation in my belly. So I kind of alternate it, but I like them both. I'm in the June group and doing the 24. I feel great. I'm better with hot flashes since I've been IF. They don't want to let me alone. D, yeah, they just take a little while to kind of level out, but keep at it because they will get better. And here's the other thing. Sometimes, even though you're intermittent fasting and you're doing all the nutrition right, sometimes you're just going to have a hot flash or sometimes you're just going to have a night sweat. That's okay too. You just want to make sure that they're minimizing. Gigi, the 3 p.m. heavy slump is slowly dissipating. I'm feeling clammy. Oh, you're claiming your life again. Awesome, Gigi. That is awesome. Holly, looking forward to Friday's call with you. I'm not doing good with fasting. Okay, Holly, we'll work on it tomorrow. We'll figure out how to tweak it for you. What is the name of the shake you use to break your fast? Darlene, there is a video on my YouTube channel called How I Break My Fast. You can go look it up there. Just go to my YouTube channel and search it and you'll find it. Gloria, so thankful to have found your videos. I've been doing IF for over 8 months and kept stalling, but by watching your videos, I have adjusted to a 20-hour fasting window and lost 9.7 pounds in 23 days. Dang, Gloria, that is awesome. Congratulations. Patricia, I can't wait to start in July's group. It's going to be a great group, Patricia. I'm excited for it. Birdie, does it help cholesterol? Yes, Birdie, it helps cholesterol. Mila, hello. I'm 16.8 right now. Feel great. Also working out with fitness blender program. My question is, okay to chew gum during fast? Yeah, it's okay for some people, so test it out. Just make sure there's no aspartame or soy in your gum. I overfasted, broke my fast with salad, bacon, and egg. Hard plan to get salad because I was so hungry. How can I come back from that? Just start over again on tomorrow. Any food mistake or food thing that you have that you feel like was this a mistake in your feasting window, you just go to bed and start over tomorrow. So the link to the July course has been posted on the YouTube comments, so you can scroll through and look for my name, and there's the link there if you want to join us. Mila, I started with 12 hours and slowly increased working to 20. That's awesome. That's exactly the way to do it. Birdie, okay, okay, let's see if there's any questions. Love your videos, very informative, experiencing night sweats, hot flashes, memory loss galore. Plan to join your next class. Okay, Margaret, the link's there in the comments. Search for my name, and you can get the link to join the July course. I did my first 24 fast today. It was easy because I went clothes, trying on for the last few hours. I'm 68 and my muffin top is shrinking. Yay! And you're in our June course, Carla. Imagine you're in our June course and it's June 15th and your muffin top is shrinking. So just imagine what the next 2 weeks are going to do for you and what your clothes shopping experiences are going to be toward the end of June and all the way through the summer. It's going to just get better. Lost close to 2 sizes in 2 weeks. Awesome, Mila. So you guys, the results are there. There's no doubt that intermittent fasting is going to do everything that it's advertised to do without having to diet if you learn how your body is supposed to work when we stop interfering with it, when you learn what to do as far as a response to your body sending you signals and what I call warning signs, because all of those symptoms that our body sends to us that we try to quiet down with prescription medication a lot of times are those things that are kind of warning signs. And if all we do is cover them up and quiet them, then we're not paying attention to what our body's trying to tell us. And that's what was happening to me when I was insulin resistant for a very long time. I just didn't understand what that meant. I didn't know what it was. I was putting on the weight. I was retaining water. I was tired. I had the night sweats. I had all of those things. And then eventually became pre-diabetic. And if I wasn't paying attention to my nutrition and I wasn't tuned into those signals that my body was sending me, I'm pretty convinced that I would become a diabetic and everything would have started going downhill because I was eating healthy and I had been exercising. So it wasn't the fact that I didn't know how to eat properly or that I wasn't exercising and doing all the right things. I was sick despite that. So what I was doing was kind of shoving away all those signals, thinking that it was something else, and it ended up being exactly what it was. And once I tuned into that and really became honest with myself with how I was overeating fruit, and I know that's a really hard thing for women to grasp, especially my vegetarian and vegan women, but fruit is just a sugar to us at this point. And yes, there are some benefits to fruit, but I guarantee you whatever benefits you can find in a fruit, you can find the same exact benefits in another food that is not going to be loaded with sugar. And the wine situation that a lot of us women deal with, which I know it's like should be okay to have wine at night with dinner. But for most of us, myself included, it has been that thing that's keeping us from getting to the point that we want to get with our health and or with our weight loss. And does that mean we have to stop drinking wine completely? No, absolutely not. But we have to be real about what we're doing and create some boundaries around some of those things so that we don't end up putting ourselves over the edge and into a state of sickness, or get so far into putting our body at that sick state that we can't recover from it. And so those early signs and those early symptoms we really need to tune into and pay attention to so that we can take control of the situation before it takes control of us and then we can't come back. So link to the July group has been posted by my husband Michael Parham in the Facebook page, and it's over on the YouTube page too if you guys are interested. Should I only consume a certain amount of calories with my one meal? Healthy lady, the thing about intermittent fasting is you don't have to count calories at all. We teach you how not counting calories is just what happens with intermittent fasting, and that your body's metabolic burn rate actually self-adjusts to your calorie intake and your fat adaptation at the same time. So no need to count calories. Your body's smart enough to figure out what your caloric base should be. This is my third day of 24 and like a lot better than 16.8. Looking forward to your July or August course. I love your videos. They're so helpful. Very much appreciated. Brenda, you're very welcome. I strongly suggest joining in July. We're going to make some changes in August. So July is going to be a good course to get into. And the changes that we're making in August are going to be fine if you have to join in August, but we're changing a little bit with the consult call. So just keep that in mind. I'm in the 24 intermittent fasting better than the 5-2 IF where you eat normally 5 days a week and 2 days a week you fast from when you wake up until the time dinner. Yeah, that 5-2. I mean, I get why people like it. To me, it seems a little bit easier, but the consistency of what we call flexible intermittent fasting lifestyle is that it just becomes your norm. And I was talking to someone today about like breakfast, for instance. Like I just like the thought of eating breakfast to me just seems so foreign. And I was a go-to breakfast person. I was the one that was coaching women like you have to eat breakfast within such amount of time of waking up, and you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. And if you go past 3 hours, your metabolism slows down. And like it was horrible what I was telling women, but that's what we were taught, you know, and it's changed. You can go several hours without food and your body will love you for it. And it will pay you back in kind by healing your body and making you feel absolutely amazing. So the intermittent fasting lifestyle that we teach is that you can intermittent fast at will. So you can fast, you know, some days long, some days short. You can do 24-hour fast. You can do a couple day fast. You kind of make it work within the parameters of what your lifestyle is. And no longer are we changing our lifestyle to accommodate what we want to do with our nutrition. And so that's what's making us so successful with intermittent fasting and being able to do it for the long haul. Like I will never ever wake up and have breakfast again ever. I can't imagine. And I'm hoping to always be this healthy. And at 51, it feels amazing to say that I am very healthy and I don't worry about becoming sick in the future because I feel like I'm in control of all that and I'm very in tune with now all those signals that my body's sending me. So I am going to, are most women soy intolerant? In the United States, it's not so much that we're soy intolerant, it's that soy is just bad here because of what we do to it. So it's just been tracked to cause lots of thyroid problems. It's hormonally imbalancing us. For me, it was making me very just sick. I don't know any other way to describe it. And so when I made that connection and got off soy completely, I just don't let that happen to me anymore. I am very healthy and feel great. And if I accidentally get a soy exposure, I am very sick for a couple days. And so I say it. One of the soy thing is just treat it like it's going to be a problem for you and get it out of your life as soon as you can. Be very good at reading food labels. Soy is in everything and it's in all the places you would never imagine it would be. So I teach women to do this. You look at something on the shelf, you think you want to buy it, you turn it around, you read the allergen label is where you're going to read first. If there's soy in it, you put it back on the shelf. And most oftentimes, if you pick this up and it has soy in it, right next to it will be the same product and it won't have soy in it. So just keep looking long enough to find a product with no soy in it. That becomes your new go-to. It's like basically switching from Coke to Pepsi. Yeah, it's the due diligence thing. Yeah, I wouldn't, even organic soy, I just don't trust it. My advice is no soy in the United States of America at all. In other countries, I know it's different, but here I wouldn't trust it. It has just been linked to too many things with women, non-genetic or traceable breast cancer within your family genes, ovarian cancer, thyroid problems, weight gain, you name it, it's been linked. So I say just avoid it if you can. There's too many alternatives this day. You don't need to rely on soy. And if you're looking for a source of protein that is maybe more, on the vegan side, look for pea protein. Pea protein is very popular these days, so you can go that route. Okay, so I'm going to jump off here. What is the biggest advice you would give someone concerning their weight loss journey? Do your research, develop a very healthy and aware and conscious relationship with your body, and then do research outside of the dieting world and focus on health issues for weight loss and not weight loss for the aesthetic purposes. It'll make you feel more emotionally connected to what you're doing and help you reach your goals a lot faster. It takes about 2 weeks to about 30 days to get soy out of your body if you've been soy exposed. Interested to find out what actually, yeah. So yeah, you'll know it once you've dialed in and gotten a lot of other intolerant foods out of your body. If you have a soy exposure, you'll feel it immediately. And it hangs out for a couple weeks and then you got to kind of flush it out and then start over. So I'm going to get out of here, you guys. Great questions and comments for everyone who shared their results with intermittent fasting. I appreciate you. You are doing a good thing by giving other women some hope and some encouragement on their journey to doing some great things for their overall health and longevity. So always feel free to and open here in this forum to share what it is that you have to share. We support you and we appreciate you. Keep the questions coming. We'll try to get those answered over the next couple of days. And if you're looking for some support in a community of women who will be caring of you and join you hand in hand on this journey that you're going through with the aging process as we do, definitely feel free to join our July group. We will probably be closing it out in the next week because it is filling up quickly. If you missed July, don't worry. We have a course every month and we'll be starting a course again right after the July course closes for registration. So you can jump on anytime that it's convenient for you. I always just say that if you're looking to improve your health and fitness, or you're looking to improve your overall wellness in life, it's always better to just jump in and not wait, because every day that you're postponing getting something started for you is a day that you're going to live uncomfortably, when a day of living comfortably is just right around the corner. So never put off what you need to do for your health and fitness and to feel better. Links are posted on both sites, so if you're interested in joining, definitely feel free to hit those up, or you can always email me or message me and I'll answer any questions that you have. Have a super night tonight, you guys. I have some consult calls with my June group scheduled tonight, so I'm going to run off and go do that, and then I won't see you Friday or Saturday because I do take those nights off from broadcasting live, but we will be back here live on Sunday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I do hope that you join us again. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button or that like button so that you will be notified when we go live, and then I will see you guys somewhere on social media over the next couple days. Have a super night tonight and a great weekend.